what is the first step? The first step is that the air is moving from external environment up to the buccal cavity, and second step, the air is moving from buccal cavity to the lungs. Okay, see me. In the first step, when the air is moving from external environment up to the buccal cavity, which opening is open and which opening is closed? Anyone will say? Nostrils are open and glottis is closed. And when the air is moving from buccal cavity to lungs, nostrils are closed, glottis is open. Now come on the backward direction. Examiner can ask in forward as well as in backward direction. When air is moving from lungs to the buccal cavity, which is open? Glottis is open, nostrils are closed, and the floor of buccal cavity is moving towards the lower side. Are you getting? When air is moving from external environment to buccal cavity, volume increases, pressure decreases. In the second step, what increases? Volume decreases, pressure increases. Okay, in again third step, vice versa. Clear? So you have to remember, examiner can frame the question like this. This question is looking easy, but you have to be alert. Which opening is open, which opening is closed, where volume increases, where volume decreases. These are the 3-4 points that you have to remember. And I said one point very interesting. Although in frog there is no diaphragm, but they said that a pair of lungs are present in the upper part of the body cavity, that is known as the thorax. So this is the one point that you have to remember related with the lungs. Now we are coming on the next one. Please come on next one, that is the circulatory system. It is important because this year from circulatory system they asked 2 questions. One directly circulatory system and one from portal system. Okay, 2 questions came from this circulatory system in the NEET exam. So just it's easy, but you have to keep all points one by one. From my side, no compulsion to write. Get the concept. If you are not getting the concept, stop me immediately. Okay, I will explain it again. Okay, now coming here. In all chordates, the type of circulatory system is closed. Except, say loudly, someone is saying correct. Except Urochordata. Okay, Salpa, Doliolum, Eschidia, Hardemania, they are having the open circulatory system. Remaining in all chordates, the circulatory system is closed. So in frog also, frog included in the amphibia. Amphibia means tetrapoda. Tetrapoda means Gnathoistomata. Gnathoistomata means vertebrata. Vertebrata means chordata. Okay, if you want to reach up to the frog, how you will reach up to the frog? Kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, division Gnathoistomata, superclass Tetrapoda, class Amphibia, order Anura. Okay, Anura, A means absent, Neura means tell. Tell is absent, so it is included into the Anura. So you have to remember in your mind how you will reach up to the frog. So they said, when the circulatory system is closed type, what is the sequence of the blood vessels? Aorta, arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, veins, vena cava. Are you getting now? So what is the sequence? They said now it involves heart, blood vessels. Blood vessels. So what are the sequence of the blood vessels in frog? What is the sequence of the blood vessels in frog? First one, that is aorta coming out from the heart. It divides into the arteries. Arteries divided into the arterioles. Arterioles divides into the capillaries. Capillaries combine to form venules. Venules combine to form veins. Veins combine to form vena cava. And just in frog, if you are remembering, what is the type of circulatory system in frog? Anyone will say it is single circulation or double circulation? Incomplete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation. It means the blood passes out from the heart twice. Getting? Blood passes out from the heart twice. One, it is going to the lungs, coming from the lungs, and once it is going to the body parts and coming back from the body part. NCERT is very clever. In this year 2025, if you are having the paper, they ask which of the following blood vessel carrying deoxygenated blood to the Heart or lungs? They ask the question like this. Who is having paper yesterday? Who is having paper? Just whenever free, just see that question. So they can ask the sequence. It is not directly given into the NCERT, but I think it is known by you. Just see. You have to say the name of the blood vessel. When the blood is moving from heart to the lungs, what is the name of the blood vessels? When blood is moving from heart to the lungs, pulmonary. Which type of blood it is carried? Deoxygenated. And when the blood is coming from lungs to the heart, oxygenated blood. What is the name of blood vessel? Pulmonary veins. Normally, arteries are carrying the pure blood, but pulmonary artery carries the impure blood. Normally, veins are carrying the impure blood, but pulmonary veins carries the pure blood. This question already came in NEET 25. So you have to be very careful. In human beings also the same condition is there, that pulmonary artery carries the impure blood and pulmonary veins carries the pure blood, because purification of blood takes place in the lungs. So this is the one point. So circulatory system, that is also known as the blood vascular system. Vascular means circulation, flow. This system is related with the circulation of blood, so it is known as the blood vascular system. Nothing to remember. Now, as we are having two types of system, one is the blood vascular system, second one we are also having the lymphatic system. But there is one difference in us and frog. Very interesting. In human beings, blood vascular system and lymphatic system both are closed. In human beings, blood vascular system and lymphatic system both are closed. We are having the lymph vessels also. Lymphatic vessels, those who combine to form the lymphatic duct. Okay, but in frog, circulatory system is closed and lymphatic system is open. Please note down only this point. In frog, circulatory system is closed, but lymphatic system is open. Lymphatic system is open. So they said that lymph consists of lymph channels and lymphatic nodes. So they are having the circulatory system closed, but lymphatic system, that is open type of lymphatic system, is present. This you have to remember. Now coming on one point where I will say to underline, you have to underline because already a lot of things are known by you. So when we are coming on the blood vascular system in frog, it is consists of three parts. First part, that is known as the blood. Second part, that is known as the heart. And what is the third part? That is the blood vessels. These are the three parts. Study of heart, cardiology. Study of blood, hematology. Study of blood vessels, angiology. Okay, so keep in mind, because they can ask very simple question, you can't say out of NCERT. Not given, but they can ask. Study of blood, study of heart, cardiology, they will not ask. Study of blood, hematology, they will not ask. Study of blood vessels, they can ask, because there is one scientist, William Harvey. He is considered as the father of angiology, because he described the blood circulation. So angiology term is slightly important. Study of blood vessels, that is known as the angiology. So I will write here only one point. Please note it down, that one point. I want to write one extra term, angiology. Study of blood vessels. Study of blood vessels known as the angiology. Clear? Now coming, what is about the heart in frog? In all chordates, the heart is muscular. Are you remembering one table given at the starting of chordata, comparative study? In that they have written, in all chordates, the heart is muscular, present on ventral side. In us also the heart is present on the ventral side. So muscular, ventral, heart is present. Muscular, ventral. From my side only at the term ventral. In all chordates, the heart is ventral. Muscular, ventral, heart is present. And it is present in the upper part of the body cavity, that is also known as the thorax. So if you will see that, you have to remember that heart is muscular structure in the upper part of the body cavity, that is known as the thorax. Are you remembering? At the starting of chordata, what is written about the heart in non-chordates? What is written about the heart in non-chordates? Heart is dorsal, but in bracket they have written if present. If present. Come on NCERT on that page. Very interesting. They have written if present. It means it is saying that in all non-chordates heart is not present. That is why they have written condition apply if present. They written na heart if present, because in Echinodermata no heart. Echinodermata is a phylum which is having no heart, no respiratory system, no kidney, no brain. So this is the one point you have to remember. That is why in bracket at that point they have written if present. Otherwise they will write simply that heart is dorsal. But in bracket they have written if present means they want to say that there are few phylum, those who are not having the heart. Clear? But in all chordates heart is present, and what is the position of heart? Ventral. It is made up of muscles. So muscular ventral heart is present in frog, and it is present in the upper part of the body cavity. Known by us, nothing to write, 3-chambered heart, 2 atria, 1 ventricle. Only underline the term pericardium. What is the pericardium? From my side, note down double membranous sac. Double membranous sac. That is known as the pericardium. Double membranous sac. Parietal pericardium means outer, visceral pericardium means inner. So you have to remember double membranous sac, and in between them a fluid is present that is known as the pericardial fluid. So what is pericardium? Double membranous covering surrounding the heart. And what is the function of this pericardium? Protection of the heart. What is the function of pericardial fluid? Shock absorber and to reduce the friction. To reduce the friction also. So these are the functions of the pericardium. Now coming on very important point. Please wait, because this point is very important. In frog, heart is 3-chambered, but related with the heart, 2 additional chambers are also present. What are these 2 additional chambers? One is the sinus venosus and second one is the conus arteriosus. So frog's heart is 3-chambered heart, 2 atria, 1 ventricle, and 2 additional chambers are also related with the heart in frog. What are their names? Sinus venosus and conus arteriosus. We are not having additional chamber. Okay, because in us the completely divided 4-chambered heart is present. So just to support the heart, 2 additional chambers are present. So what are the names? Sinus venosus and conus arteriosus. So 2 additional chambers are present. Every word is important here. Please underline the term sinus venosus in NCERT. You have to remember 2-3 points. It's a triangular structure. Sinus venosus, it's a triangular structure present on dorsal side of the heart. Just check once dorsal side written or not written in NCERT. If not written, please add there. Sinus venosus is a triangular shaped structure present on the dorsal side of the heart. Present on the dorsal side of the heart. Written beta. What is not written? What is not written in NCERT? The right dorsal not written. Okay, please add. So it's a triangular shaped structure present on dorsal side of the heart. What is the function of sinus venosus? It collects impure blood from the vena cava. Vena cavas. Vena cavas means large veins, and pouring the blood into the right atrium. Again I will repeat, sinus venosus is a triangular shaped structure which is present on the dorsal side of the heart. It is collecting impure blood through the major vena cavas, means superior and inferior vena cava, and it is pouring the blood. It is leaving the blood into the right atrium. It is leaving the blood into the right atrium. It is leaving the blood into the right atrium. So sinus venosus is a triangular structure. It's a triangular structure which is present on the dorsal side of the heart. Which is present on the dorsal side of the heart. It collects impure blood. It collects impure blood through major vena cava, and it is pouring this blood into the. It is pouring the blood into the where? It is pouring the blood into the right atrium. Please see one picture. Okay, I have done the picture. You will get it. How to move down from here. Okay, just see. It will come. Sinus venosus. I have drawn this diagram. See, sinus venosus. It is a triangular shaped structure. What is the shape of sinus venosus? Triangular shape. Okay. It is collecting. What is written in NCERT? It is present on dorsal side of the heart. What I said? Not written in NCERT, but I said it is present on the dorsal side of the heart. Dorsal side of the heart means towards the back. Clear? And it is collecting the impure blood through major veins. What are the major veins? Right precaval, left precaval, and postcaval. What are the three major veins? Like if I will say it is a structure like this, it is a structure like this, I will draw here. It is a structure like this. So you can say it is collecting the impure blood through two precaval, right precaval, left precaval, and one postcaval. Precaval means above the level of the heart. Postcaval means below the level of the heart. We are also having superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. So one who is collecting the impure blood from the superior part, known as the superior. One who is collecting the impure blood from the inferior part, that is known as the inferior vena cava. So similarly, frog is collecting the impure blood in frog, not directly going to the right atrium. First of all the impure blood comes into the sinus venosus, and from the sinus venosus, it moves to the right atrium. I think with the help of this diagram is clear. It is a triangular shaped structure present on the dorsal side of the heart. And what they said, it is collecting the impure blood from major veins. From my side, only note down the name. Three major veins are there in frog. Right precaval, left precaval, postcaval. What are the name of the three major veins? Right precaval, left precaval, postcaval. That is why it is triangular, because it is having the three opening. One opening of right precaval, one opening of left precaval, one opening of postcaval. So this is the one structure that you have to keep in mind, that sinus venosus is a triangular shaped structure. It is a triangular shaped structure which is present on the dorsal side of the heart, and it is collecting the impure blood from the major veins. It is collecting the impure blood from the major veins, and it is pouring the blood. It is pouring the blood into the right atrium. From the right atrium, the blood will move into the ventricle. Okay, from the right atrium, the blood will move into the ventricle. So this I said about the first structure, that is known as the sinus venosus. So sinus venosus is the additional chamber which is present in frog. Now coming on the second structure, that is known as the conus arteriosus. Please underline, it is a sac-like structure. Sinus venosus is a triangular shaped structure. Conus arteriosus is a sac-like structure. Sac-like structure. Sac-like structure. And now very interesting point. Read the language of NCERT. What they are saying? The ventricle opens into. The ventricle opens into. It means blood is moving from ventricle to conus arteriosus. Are you getting now? You have to mind this language. What the language they have written? The ventricle opens into. It means blood is moving from ventricle to the conus arteriosus. Are you getting now? Blood is not coming from conus arteriosus into heart. Blood is moving from ventricle to the conus arteriosus. And conus arteriosus is a sac-like structure. Okay, and where it is present? Ventral side of the heart. It is present on the ventral side of the heart. So again I will repeat, because in my view, next year means 2026, as they started to ask question from frog. So important is the sinus venosus and the conus arteriosus. Sinus venosus one important and conus arteriosus. In NCERT they have written very less, but you have to remember some basic. So I added few points. Valves are also present, known by us between the auricle and ventricles. Valves are present, atrioventricular valves are present, AV valves are present, and basic structure. Although we will discuss this basic structure in human heart also, but keep in mind that muscles are present in the ventricles. The size of the ventricles is always greater than the auricle. Okay, and they are having the chordae tendineae and all the structures related with the ventricle. Now, coming on the frog, truncus arteriosus or conus arteriosus, it is present on the ventral side of the heart over the larger right atrium, and it is coming from ventricle. See, very interesting. It is coming from ventricle. Here I will stay for a minute. See, this one is the truncus arteriosus. Truncus arteriosus divides into two aortic trunks. Each aortic trunk divides into, if I will say, three branches, which are known as the aortic branches. Because in syllabus, in frog, they have written arterial system and venous system. But why they have not written the name of the branches, I don't know. So it is again not in NCERT, but it is in NCERT. They can ask. Okay, so just try to wait. What I want to say here, just give me 1 minute, so I will say. I want to say that conus arteriosus is a sac-like structure. It is collecting the blood from ventricle. The ventricle opens into the conus arteriosus. It divides into two aortic trunk, right aortic trunk and left aortic trunk. It divides into right and left aortic trunk. Each aortic trunk divides into how many arches? 3 arches. Carotid arch, systemic arch, pulmocutaneous arch. Carotid arch supplying blood to the brain, systemic arch supplying blood to the different parts of the body, pulmocutaneous supplying blood to the lungs and the skin. Okay, so please note it down from my side. Conus arteriosus in this way. Okay, what you have to write? I will say, because in my view, it is looking important to me. Why it is looking important? Because they can write, they can ask. No. How I will write? I don't know. See, first part. What is the first part? That is the conus arteriosus. Please note down in this way. Are you getting? I'm not able to write on board. Just note down ventricle. Just note down first ventricle. Put arrow. After ventricle arrow, it means ventricle opens. Ventricle opens into the conus arteriosus. Ventricle opens into conus arteriosus. Till here everything is clear? Now, conus arteriosus divides into two aortic trunk. Conus arteriosus divides into two aortic trunk. Right aortic trunk, left aortic trunk. Aortic trunk. Aortic trunk divides into aortic arches. Aortic trunk divides into aortic arches. On each side, how many aortic arches? 3. On each side, how many aortic arches? 3. What are their names? Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. Carotid supplying blood to the brain. Just note down each aortic. How many? See, again I will say ventricle, correct? Opens into sinus or conus arteriosus. Conus arteriosus divides into two aortic trunk. Each aortic trunk divides into 3 aortic arches. What are the name of 3 aortic arches? Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. Carotid supplying blood to the brain. 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 Okay, carotid supplying blood to the brain. Then systemic means body. It is supplying blood to the entire parts of the body, systemic. Then third one is the pulmocutaneous. Pulmo means lungs, cutaneous means skin. pulmocutaneous. So what is the name of the blood vessel? Pulmocutaneous. So it is the one point that you have to remember that is given. I will repeat it again because in my view it is important. Sinus venosus is a triangular shaped structure present on the dorsal side of the heart. It collects impure blood from the major veins. It is written in NCERT now, on the dorsal, not written, I added dorsal side. It collects impure blood from the major veins. Two precaval, one postcaval, triangular shaped structure. It is pouring the blood into the right atrium. It is pouring the blood, pouring means leaving. It is pouring the blood into the right atrium. In this way, the entire blood comes into the, entire impure blood comes into the right atrium. Pure blood will come into the left atrium. Now in the ventricle, there is mixing of blood. So that is the mixed blood. How the mixed blood is moving to the different parts of the body? So on the ventral surface of the heart of frog, a structure is present that is known as the conus arteriosus. Conus arteriosus is a sac-like structure. Ventricle opens into the conus arteriosus. NCERT is saying, I am not saying. Ventricle opens. It means the mixed blood moves from ventricle to the conus arteriosus. Conus arteriosus divides into two aortic trunk, right and left aortic trunk. Each aortic trunk divides into three aortic arches. What are the name? Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. So this is the one point you have to remember, because in NCERT they have written only this one. It is not sufficient. They said the blood from the heart is carried to the all parts of the body by the arteries. That is known as the arterial system. At least you should know basic. That conus arteriosus divides into two aortic trunk. Each aortic trunk divides into how many aortic arches? Three. Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. So carotid going to the brain part, systemic going to the entire body, and pulmocutaneous going for the lungs and pulmo means lungs and cutaneous means skin. Why a separate aortic arch required for the pulmocutaneous? Because in frog mixed blood flows, so very quick oxygenation of blood required, and cutaneous respiration is the major type of respiration, so blood is getting purified there. So that is why pulmocutaneous is a separate branch. Now what are the venous system? They said only in NCERT they are collected from the different parts of the body going to the heart, and from the venous system you have to remember I said the name of three veins. Two precavals, one postcaval, opening into sinus venosus. Sinus venosus opens into. So examiner can ask in aerobic type of question, what is the direction of blood flow in frog? So I said that what is the direction of blood flow in frog, that you have to remember arterial system, venous system and all. Now coming on very important topic, please underline portal system. From this year one question came from portal system also. Always the questions from portal system, they are important. Listen, very first line that you have to remember, what are portal system? Please underline at least 10,000 times. They are the spatial venous connection. Portal systems are spatial venous connection. Very first line I think given here. If not given, please note it down. Portal system, they are the spatial venous connection. It means what I want to say, there is no involvement of arteries in the portal system. What I said, portal system are the spatial venous connection. They are the venous connection. It means there is no involvement of the arteries in the portal system. No involvement of the arteries in the portal system. In frog, mainly they said spatial venous connection. Spatial venous connection. What is the meaning of this word? The meaning of this word that only there is involvement of the veins, there is no involvement of the arteries. It means portal system is always related with the impure blood. In portal system there is no circulation of pure blood, always there is flow of the impure blood. Now, they said in frog mainly about the two portal system. One is the renal portal system one is the hepatic portal system. So the name of the portal system is given where it ends. The name of the portal system is given where it ends. One portal system ends on liver. That is known as the hepatic portal system. One portal system ends on kidney. That is known as the renal portal system. So name of the portal system is given on the basis of that organ where it ends, not from where it starts. So you have to keep in mind, the name of the portal system is given on the basis of where it ends. Like renal portal system ends into the kidney. One system ends to the kidney. What is the name of that portal system? Renal. One portal system ends to the liver. What is the name of that portal system? Hepatic portal system. So mainly there are two portal systems. One is the hepatic portal system and one is known as the renal portal system. Now, what is the function or from where it starts? So they said there is a venous connection between liver and intestine, okay, as well as the kidney and lower parts of the body. That is known as the renal portal system and hepatic portal system. Just wait for 1 minute. How to write about the portal system? Special venous connections. No involvement of arteries. Only related to deoxygenated blood, impure blood, or better write venous blood. That is why they have written a special venous connection. One portal system starts from intestine and it ends into the liver. This portal system, it ends into the liver. That is why it is known as the hepatic portal system. Hepatic portal system. And the name of the vein which is carrying the blood from intestine to the liver, it is known as the hepatic portal vein. It is known as the hepatic portal vein. What is the name of the vein? Hepatic portal vein. So hepatic portal vein carries impure blood. Impure blood, I will write especially impure blood, from intestine to the liver. This system is known as the hepatic portal system. What is the profit of this system? Why this system is present? In human beings, there is no hepatic portal system. It is present in frog, lower. We are coming in the mammals, they are coming to the amphibia. So why this portal system is present in frog? So what is the target of this portal system? Try to imagine, because the examiner can ask anytime. What is the function of liver? Liver is the machine of metabolism. It is related with the metabolism. But liver is doing one more function. It is related with the detoxification. It is removing the toxic substances before entering into the blood. So in frog, what is happening? Like excess of glucose. After taking the food, what is happening? The formation of glucose takes place after digestion. So excess of glucose comes into the liver. In liver, this excess of glucose converted into the glycogen. So the glucose cannot able to reach, excess of glucose cannot able to reach to the blood circulation. Are you getting? But in human beings it is not there, because we are having so many mechanisms related with the mechanism of sugar and all. Now excess of amino acids, when they are coming into the liver, they are converted into ammonia, they are converted into urea. So toxic substances before entering into the heart, they are removed from the body. That is the target of the portal system. Why they present? Examiner can ask them, what is the use of portal system in frog? To remove the impurities from the blood before entering into the heart. So note down on one point from my side. What is the role of portal system? To remove the impurities. To remove the impurities from the blood. To remove the impurities from the blood before entering into the heart. before entering into the heart. To remove the impurities at the local level from the blood before entering into the heart. This is known as the hepatic portal system because it ends into the liver. Another portal system which ends into the kidney, that is known as the renal portal system. So you have to write like this, that is the lower parts of body. Lower parts of body, impure blood moving to the kidney. What is the name of the vein? Renal portal vein. What it is carrying? Impure blood. What is the name of the system? Renal portal system. Why it is present? To remove the impurities at the local level before entering the heart. So in frog it is good. Impurities are not reaching directly up to the heart, because if they will reach directly up to the heart, they will circulate to the different parts of the body. But human beings, we are coming to the mammalia, we are more developed than frog. So we are having different mechanism. Okay, so this is the target of portal system. So I already said one question came from portal system this year, one question came from blood vessels. Beta, you are having the paper now. Just read that question came related with the blood vessels. Because what is written in NCERT, they not directly. It is very interesting. I said na, they ask about the name of a vein. If you will see NCERT, never they have written the name of the vein. But in that paper, they have asked the name of the vein. So you have to be very careful. Yes, once give the paper. Forgetting, where is the question? Yes. What is the name of the blood vessel that carries deoxygenated blood from the body to the heart in frog? What is the name of the blood vessel that carries deoxygenated blood from the body to the heart of the frog? Pulmonary artery? No, because it is carrying the deoxygenated blood from heart to the lungs. Pulmonary vein? No, it is carrying the pure blood from lungs to the heart. Vena cava? Yes. Are you getting that? They have written the vena cava. So it is directly related with NCERT, but not in NCERT. It is not related deoxygenated, oxygenated. You have to keep in mind. Pulmonary vein, one. Vena cava, second. And in vena cava, next day maybe ask how many vena cavas? 3. Precaval, right precaval, left precaval, one postcaval. Okay, so this is the one question. One more question came from portal system. Just here it is, portal system question. You don't know? You don't know. Wait for 1 minute. Give me 1 minute time. I will show you the question of portal system. Always it's better to start from first. Portal system. Anyone remembering that question? If not remembering, I will say. Portal system. So total 4 questions came from frog. All 4 were easy, not tough. In frog, the renal portal system, they asked. In frog, the renal portal system is a special venous connection. I said they will focus venous connection that acts to link. To whom it is linking? Liver and kidney, kidney and intestine, kidney and lower parts of the body. What is answer? Kidney and lower parts of the body. Okay. So in this way, 4 questions came from frog this year, and I think next year again, because no question from cockroach again. So this is the one point you have to remember. Now please come on next one, lymphatic system. Only you have to underline. Lymphatic system is having the lymph. Lymphatic system is having the lymph. Then it is having the lymph channels, and then it is having the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes. It is having the lymph. It is having the lymphatic channels, and it is having the lymph nodes. So what are the 3 parts of the lymphatic system? Lymph, lymphatic channel, lymph nodes. Lymph, lymphatic channel, lymph nodes. Okay. Now, related with the blood in frog, only and only one thing you have to remember. What is the difference in the blood in human beings and frog? The biggest difference in frog, the RBCs are nucleated. Please underline at least 10,000 times because it's very important. RBCs are nucleated in frog. In human beings, RBCs are non-nucleated. Okay, so this is the one point. In frog, RBCs are nucleated. This is the one big difference. Remaining no difference. If you will read now, in human beings also, lymph is different from blood. Okay, it lacks few proteins. RBCs are absent in the lymph also. So just read once very fast. There is nothing for me to explain here. Only 5 lines are given and only 1 line for me. That is RBCs are nucleated. So I focused on that point, that in frog, RBCs are nucleated. Okay, in frog, RBCs are nucleated. So this is the one point that you have to remember, that it is the major difference, that RBCs are nucleated. So today we have completed up to the XTP system. Tomorrow I will say about the next system, that is known as the XTP system. So completely completed XTP. So maybe tomorrow we will complete the frog.